One of the most visible symbols of Islam is the dress of a Muslim woman. The word describing the headscarf is hijab, which literally means veil or barrier. The hijab is worn by Muslim women in front of men who are not close family members.
I wear my hijab because I want people to judge me for who I am rather than what I look like.
Well, the number one reason of why I wear hijab is to only be submitting to God and to follow God's laws and rules. And, of course, in the Quran, it talks about how a woman should dress modestly.
I wear my hijab because I think it's a form of respect, and people look at you as a person, not as a woman.
I don't want boys to run around me, to run after me. I just want to be safe. By wearing proper clothing, I do choose who I am going to show my body to and who's not gonna see it. When I walk into the street, I'm not exposed. I'm not a toy. I'm not an object. I'm a female. I'm a Muslim female.
You see how men all of a sudden start respecting you. You have some sort of respect, but men and women tend to respect you more. Is that men clients love the fact that I wear the hijab because they can focus on work rather than the fact that a woman is in front of them.
In the West, we see a growing trend of using hijab to gain political points. Governments in France, the Netherlands, and Spain have passed various laws to limit the wearing of hijab and face veils.
It is a sad truth that the West, the civilized world as it wishes to call itself, sees everything in black or white terms. We're either good or we are evil. Because I cover my hair for whatever reason, you see me with bigger eyes than you see yourself. My cover makes me stand out more. And it makes you stare, wanting, needing to know what's underneath.
It's against the freedom of women to wear such an outfit.
Really, a common misconception about my hijab is that I'm oppressed and that I have to ask a man permission anytime I want to do something.
Unable to distinguish a concept from a garment. You look at an icon and you know exactly what you're supposed to know. And you know a lot more than the image even tried to tell you.
I'm not hating, I'm just telling you. I'm trying to let you know what the fuck that I've been through.
The problem? You do the same to your own women that you do to me. The image you feed me of regular Western Christian woman is just as warped.
I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause I make no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way.
The manufactured image of the half-naked girl thrusting her hips on MTV, of a size 0, white, blonde, odalisque, ready to party 24/7.
Why do you think Muslim women wear the hijab?
To show a sign of modesty.
They notice their beautiful face, their beautiful personality, their modesty, their knowledge of religion, and smile and eyes and stuff like that. Let me tell you, everyone thinks modesty is a beautiful thing, okay? So if you want to really be complimented, cover up. And say to the faithful women to lower the gazes and to guard the private parts, and not to display their beauty except to their husbands or the fathers of them. If showing your body is a right, why can't dressing modestly be a right as well?
I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want.
بعضا نمیتونن زندگی کنن به رقم دلخواه میتونن مثل که میته خانواده میته کارا میکنن سر نمیته مشکلات.
وقتی داشت انقلاب میشد قرار بود حجاب یه امر انتخابی باشه، اما انقلاب که شد و گروه‌های اسلامی تندرو تونستن سکان انقلاب رو به دستشون بگیرن، فرمان به حجاب اجباری دادن.
There's often criticism that hijab singles women out, or that it makes women responsible for combating sexual objectification rather than men.
He says, face facts, ladies. People always have and always will objectify the people they are attracted to.
What kind of girls do boys like?
Pretty girls.
We live in a society where looks do matter. Magazines are just one part of society that practically advertise perfection, and they foster a sense of inadequacy in many people.
Not only are the images of celebrities unrealistic standards for regular women, but often the portrayals are unrealistic depictions of celebrities themselves. Almost every image of women in the media is photoshopped.
دامنه این دستکارها به صفحات مجلات و روزنامه‌ها هم کشیده شده. این شخص یک دیپلمات برزیلیه که به این شکل روتوش شده تا در مجله‌ای قابل چاپ بشه. و گاهی هم این جرح‌ها به موارد بسیار جزئی نیز میرسه. برخی از فیلم‌های سینمایی خارجی نیز این گونه مورد روتوش و سانسور قرار میگیره تا قابل پخش در بازار ایران بشه.
اینم کیسی من.
فیلم دت ریس یکی از این نمونه هاست. ناتالیا مارتینز که با این شکل و شمایل در نمای پایانی ظاهر میشه، در نسخه پخش شده در ایران این گونه حجاب دربر میکنه.
هیچ کسی این دنیا کامل نیست. منم نیستم.
این اتفاق حتی در فیلم‌های انیمیشن کودکان هم میفته.
پریمری به من گفتن که شما
Characters that are successful don't necessarily have to be the most beautiful person in the world.
Worrying about our body image like 24/7 is not really good for anybody because it makes us lose focus on other things that we have going on in life.
From reality TV to drama series, warped perceptions of beauty are spreading. The stars of these shows are always perfect, fulfilling the perception that happiness and success are equated with beauty. They convince us to change ourselves to become attractive based on what society views as beautiful. Makeup gives us one solution, but it isn't the only measure that women take in an attempt to alter their body image. With the increase in pressure to attain a perfect image, high percentages of people have made the decision to go under the knife seeking nips here and tucks there. In 2009, over 10.2 million surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures were performed.
She is packing, coming here to America, to the Grossman Burn Center in California, where surgeons are donating the 8-month-long process which will reconstruct her nose and ears. She was just 12 when she'd been given to a Taliban man who married her and abused her, forcing her to sleep in the stables with animals. After she tried to run away, the village men handed down her sentence. Her husband cut off her nose and ears while his brother held her down.
We're socializing boys to believe that being a man means being powerful and in control.
More than that. I mean, it's sick and it's disgusting, and I think it's so pathetic that there are men out there that feel so emasculated that the only way that they can feel better about themselves is to suppress the women that they're with.
The idea of how women and men are supposed to behave has been key in how we raise children, how we build our society, and how we allow people to make choices. In broad terms, we teach girls to be gentle and kind, caring and compassionate, good listeners and meek, while we teach boys to be brave and strong, inventive and practical.
ماهواره اینا هستش آدم میره راحت اینا رو قبول میکنه چون واقعا جاور رو انقدر مخلوط فشرده کردن جاور رو که آدم اصلا توش داره خفه میشه یعنی واقعا هیچ کاری نمیتونه بکنه انگار توی آدم رو توی زندون کرده.
As a culture, women are brought up to just be fundamentally insecure.
I think that it's necessary for them to be dependent on men. It's necessary for them to give up their dreams and their ambitions to be housemakers and to obey their fathers, obey their husbands, and be nothing more than a helper. I think it has a lot to do with brainwashing. That's why this is able to keep going.
أن المرأة عليها أن تلبي رغبة زوجها وتطيع.
So if you think about it, it makes complete sense that a man is a level higher than us because according to Islam, they have that strength to protect us. We can try to protect them, but like strength-wise, they have that ability to protect us. Why does it make it seem like a bad thing if, you know, that when a man wants it, we should give it? What's the point of getting married if you can't even do that, legally.
As men are becoming conditioned by the media to expect women to achieve a certain ideal, women feel additional pressure and anxiety to fulfill these expectations.
In our society, in the society that we live in, women are seen as these sex symbols or like these fragile beings, and the thinner you are, the more like bony and just like tall and skinny you are, the more fragile you're seen and the more attractive you're seen to other men.
People try to do more shocking things to break through the clutter. They resort to violent images or sexually offensive images or demeaning images.
It creates a climate in which there's widespread and increasing violence against women.
That women carry a lot more of life's baggage than men. To begin with, they're smaller and weaker, so they get slapped, punched, raped, abused, and in general get the shit beat out of them on a rather regular basis. By men, of course, who are stronger. If women were stronger, this wouldn't be happening. Men would not raise a hand if they thought the balance was more equal. They'd back down quickly.
There's so many things that keep us feeling useless.
Exposure to these acts can lead to body image issues along with low self-esteem. This can be so detrimental that it can lead to depression, eating disorders, and potentially death.
انسانیت از روی از بین میره، خاموش میشه. دیگه دست به خودکشی میزنن. کار بسیار خطرناکه.
The only people that they're burning themselves, they are women and girls. No man will burn himself because they can get their rights and they think that they have rights. But women's, they cannot get the rights that they have, and there's no place that they can get it, so they will burn themselves.
Today, violence against women is part of the norm in Afghanistan.
Ümumiyyətlə İslam dinində qadınları kişilərin etirazlarından qorumaq üçün düşünülmüş bir vasitədir. Ancaq heç də hesab eləmirəm ki, hicab qadınları hansısa etirazlardan, hansısa zorakılıqlardan və s. qoruyur, sığortalayır.
Demonstration against hijab is an opportunity for women to be in solidarity with each other. Hijab is people's issue.
When individual parts reorganize into a larger whole, it's like all these completely new possibilities and new capacities emerge that weren't there before. You know, like they're not in the individual parts, they're in the connections that happen when the connections happen in the whole.
In any shape, women's freedom is not Eastern nor Western. It is universal. Mojgan said, "I want to be free and say what I want and do what I want. I will not bear this pressure."